What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I have a short video, but it is something pretty controversial, and you can probably already tell from the background where it says Metazoo is exploding, the next big Pokemon TCG. Anytime Metazoo has been tied to Pokemon, I've seen a lot of flack, a lot of pushback, and a lot of hate towards Metazoo, Mike Waddell, even Rudy from Alpha Investments. A lot of things have been said about Metazoo. It's a pump and dump. It's a scam. It's a cash grab. Rudy's not a good look for Metazoo. And Mike Waddell is not focused and too thin-skinned for the product to push it. So that's what I want to talk about today, right? So basically, first and foremost, I want to say I do not feel like Metazoo will fail. I do not feel like Metazoo is trying to overtake Pokemon. I do not feel like Metazoo will overtake Pokemon. Pokemon is a behemoth in the TCG world. They've been doing this obviously for 25 years plus and running with this 25th anniversary box. And even myself have not given up on Pokemon, and I never will, especially not for Metazoo. But what I will say is that I do feel that Metazoo will be very, very successful. And I do feel like there's a lot of room in the space in the ecosystem of TCGs for Metazoo to be there. And you know, you have two very successful TCGs over the last few decades. You have Magic the Gathering, which it has a huge fan and player base. And personally, for me, it never sucked me in. Not that Magic is not an awesome looking game. It's just that the darkness and the art and the mythical fantasy was not for me. Now, Pokemon, you know, not only were they successful as a player base and a fan base, they're tied to a mass amount of intellectual property like Nintendo inspired stuff, video games, plushies, and the list goes on, right? So Pokemon is known all around the world ever since it came from Japan in the early 90s. So what I want to say basically is that Rudy, right? So Metazoo is tied to Rudy from Alpha Investments. If you don't know who Rudy is, you can look him up on YouTube. Alpha Investments. He's known as the Magic the Gathering guy, or Creepy Rudy. And a lot of people have a lot of hate for Rudy, and I can understand why, right? The guy's an investor. He's trying to make his money. He says a lot of crazy stuff, silly stuff. But I do not think that Rudy is a bad guy. I do not feel like Rudy is going to mess up the momentum of Metazoo. First and foremost, one of the biggest backers / investors and co-founders of Metazoo is Steve Aoki. And I do not feel like Steve Aoki, as successful as he is, would put his name on something if he did not fully and wholeheartedly believe in it. Metazoo is not the first TCG in recent time to come out, and he did not back the rest of them, right? You have Akora doing very well. You have D-Spirits on eBay doing very well. You have Nostalgics coming out and a bunch of other TCGs. And I'm not saying they cannot do well as well. I'm not saying Metazoo is the be-all and the rest will fail. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, personally, I have not been a big part of TCG since the jungle and the fossil and the base set Pokemon days. So for some reason, Metazoo has sucked me in, just like they've sucked a lot of people in. And I do not feel it's because of a cash grab. I feel because the art to me, once again, just like Pokemon, is very, very appealing. And the folklore and cryptid beastie aspect was genius. To tie in things that was also tied to you as a kid, like Pokemon, whether it be Bigfoot stories or Chupacabra or Mothman or Jersey Devil, have tied people back in and won the hearts and the minds of these middle-aged people and even children once again. So Pokemon is not going to go away, but Metazoo will not go away either. And like I said, no other card game has really tied intellectual property around it. Mike Waddell has been known to know business very well. If you look up his resume, the guy is a businessman, and I think that he's doing very well for Metazoo. And the reason why I say that, if you've been in a Discord for more than a day, you see the products, you see the rarity, you see the plushies coming out, you see NFTs, you see the cards, you see the second set and the Topps collaboration, and the list goes on. The guy is not messing around, right? He's coming back with a vengeance because a lot of people thought that Mike Waddell would fail. And you see a lot of other TCGs like Flesh and Blood also does not appeal to me, but it's not that it doesn't appeal to a lot of people, because it does. But I do not feel like the rest of them are gaining that same momentum that Metazoo has. And I think Metazoo will continue with this momentum in the future. And Mike Waddell has big plans, and it's only a matter of time before a big company, you know, ties some intellectual property to it, whether it be Nintendo or Hasbro, whatever it may be. And I'm sure Mike Waddell has a plan for all of that. So tell me what you think. Do you feel like Metazoo can coexist with Pokemon? Will Metazoo keep this momentum, or will Metazoo eventually die because people don't like it and people feel like there's not a player base right now? I've heard and I've seen a lot of people actually play Metazoo and they really enjoy it. The game is being played regardless of what people believe at the Comic-Cons, you know, and grabbing these mats, right? So Metazoo is pushing these mats hard. Mike Waddell is cracking down on these LGS stores for ripping people off for not selling the MSRP way over what the MSRP is. And they're trying to fix some of those critical issues in a second edition set coming out this December, so they can get cards in the hands of people who want to play Metazoo and actually play the game. You have a tabletop simulator where you can actually play the game digitally if you can't get your hands on physical product. So I think they're doing everything right. I think that Rudy, no matter how people feel about him, he is an investment guy. He also loves cards. A lot of people don't like Rudy for who he is, but I'm in his Patreon and I feel like he's done very well for his customers. Sometimes, yes, it is going to be over MSRP, but a lot of things traditionally that he sold to his patron members has done well if you wish to sell it, or if you just want to secure some product because you want to have a set and be able to play it. So tell me what all of you think, because I'm very curious to hear what you have to say, and I really love and enjoy all of your opinions. And like I said, I picked up these boxes. I haven't lost the love for Pokemon, right? I believe that everything can coexist, and I have Metazoo product on the way as well. So tell me what y'all think. Drop that like, drop that subscribe, keep supporting the channel, and I'll be back at y'all again with another video very, very soon. See y'all later.